If somebody has gotten contact with the chemical, there are two types. It could be liquid or it could be powder. Now, if it is powder, you brush it first. Okay? You brush the chemical from the body, first of all. Once you have removed all the powder chemical, then you're supposed to flush them with running water from the area that they are burnt. So you flush them with the water so that you can wash away all the traces of the chemical so that the burning effect stops.
People don't know how to respond to somebody who's on fire. In a nutshell, take us through what first responders should do by the time this person is getting professional help. Yeah.
So first of all, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Let's start with the chemical burns. If somebody has gotten contact with the chemical, there are two types. It could be liquid or it could be powder. Now, if it is powder, you brush it first. Okay? You brush the chemical from the body, first of all. Once you have removed all the powder chemical, then you're supposed to flush them with running water from the area that they are burnt. So you flush them with the water so that you can wash away all the traces of the chemical so that the burning effect stops. Okay? So if it is a chemical that was already in liquid in nature, of course, again, the liquid one, you don't need to flush. You don't need to brush. What you do is you flush with running water so that we remove all the chemicals. And in this case, if it's a victim whose clothes were also contaminated, you remove their clothes, because clothes will actually hold part of the chemical to the body and therefore continue the burning effect. So remove the clothes, then flush them with water so that all the chemical is removed. Once all the chemical, of course, you continue until at least they can tell you they cannot feel the burn. They cannot feel the burn anymore. That means the chemical is completely washed away from their body. Then from there, you are supposed to cover them so that you can also protect them now from the weather. Okay?
Okay.
Now, yes. Now, another type of burn could be electrical. Somebody was holding a live wire. Now, electric power is known to go through the body of a human being because human beings' body are actually good conductors of electricity. So when somebody gets in touch with or in contact with a live cable, it means they are going to have two burns. Burn in the area where we call it the entry point, the area where they are holding the cable. Then it will go through, the current will flow through their body to the area that is touching the ground. Power will always find its way to the ground. So if you are sitting down, then through the buttocks. If you are standing, through the feet. Okay? So you're going to have two burns. Burn in the area that power went through and burn in the area where usually the power has gone to the ground. And usually where the power has gone through the ground, to the ground, it's usually more burnt than the entry point. So you need to also now control breathing in both areas, the entry and the exit wood. The other thing that is that's a challenge where electricity is involved is that it can affect the heart. The heart of a human being runs with a special type of power current that is instilled in it. That is why when the heart stops, you see people using the electrocardiogram. It's a kind of an electric shock, so that you can restart the heart. So in the event somebody has had power flow through their body, it also means chances are they may have lost a pulse. The heart may have stopped beating. So as you manage the entry and the exit wood, you will also want to establish whether they have a pulse. Otherwise, you'll also end up with a dead body. You could be treating burns on a dead body. So you might also want to know whether they have a pulse. So you'll check for the pulse, maybe from the carotid. It's one of the most strongest area that you cannot miss. If they don't have a pulse, then it means you have to initiate CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, right away. Otherwise, minutes count. If the heart has stopped, it's a question of time. This person is going to die. So you may have to restart cardiopulmonary resuscitation right away. So management of electrical burn brings in two things now: managing the entry and the exit wound, and also now also managing the establishing whether the heart is still beating or it has failed. If it has failed, then you have to restart it artificially. Now, the other kind of burn somebody may have gotten is when they may have been spilled on fluid, hot fluids, or air, vapor, or things like that, or steam. So in the event somebody has had hot water spilled onto their body, then the other thing that you need is to bring the temperature down. So you use cold water to pour on the area that has been burnt. It is an extremity, say like a hand. You can wash it with running water so that the temperature goes down. Remember, once the person tells you that they are now not feeling the burning effect, then you can cover them with a loose piece of cloth. They may have developed blisters. Do not break the blisters. Temptation now that you might want to break the blisters. Do not break the blisters. Acid are considered chemicals, just like the chemical burn. Yeah, so if you are spilled off by an acid, say a battery explode on you while you are doing a repair on a car, then the face has to be washed with water. You flush with water until all the chemical is completely washed away. That will prevent the burn, the acid or the chemical from continuing to burn this casualty. The best you can do with burns is to ensure that at the time the burn is taking place, care is given by professionals, people who understand burns, so that you are able to stop the burning process, and therefore the burn does not go into the thick skin. So that while it is just on the superficial area, it is easier to manage. Just like the doctor said, treatment of burn take too long. So the earlier or the more professional it is handled at the initial stage, the better, because that is what dictates the whole healing process.
You can tell us anything else we need to know about fire safety and awareness, and you give your winding statement.
To wind up, I would say it is very important that people get to know what to do in case of fire, so that they are able to know what happens when a fire starts, so that they can prevent themselves from being burnt. And then when they burn, the emergency medical care on burns. That is very, very important. If people do not learn these skills, then when a burn takes place, it's just too bad. It's a long process to try to treat it, and it can be handled by prevention. So last and not least, county level training programs. It is very important that people get interested. We even do public awareness programs. When we are going out for public awareness program, where we train people on how to manage fires at the initial stage and burns at the pre-hospital care, it is very important that people take those programs very seriously. I know most of the time, with the experience that I have, is that when you go to people to tell them about what to do in case of fire, what to do when people are involved in burns, how to manage them, sometimes people will take it as fun and they will not take it very serious. But those are the basic skills that will help people from preventing burns and fires. At the county level, we, of course, require a lot of funding so that we can be able to continue with these programs, where sometimes we can air them on TVs. TV programs are very expensive. We will require funding so that we can be able to do those kind of programs. We also do one-on-one, and we visit people where they are. I'm sure when you go to learn about this is when we were doing it at Kenyatta National Hospital last year. We have similar programs every year. Even this year, we are going to have a fire safety week, a whole week of when we'll be training people on fire safety, what to do to prevent burns, and how to manage fire burns at the initial stage. During that week, we go throughout Nairobi County. We have a program of the whole county. We go to every sub-county. We have 17 sub-counties, and then it culminates in one area. Last year, it was culminating at Kenyatta National Hospital. This year, of course, it will be at a different place that we are going to communicate soon. So we do a joint venture between us, Nairobi County, and the St. John's and the National Disaster Management Unit, and also the National Service, to try and reach as many people as possible. I would wish people take these programs seriously. They would help them. We also air sometimes video clips on how to manage burns in TVs, but they are very, very expensive. I was doing a research on the impact of one of the programs, and I realized much as it was very expensive, it didn't have a very good impact because people would take this very easily. So thank you so much. Any other time I have an opportunity, I'll be proud to come and participate. Thank you.
Thank you. Your input is very invaluable, and I got your contacts. I'll be getting back to you in case of anything in future.